Buongiorno.
Domo arigato.
¿Qué tú fai?
¿Quién es tu papá?
¿Tú?
Yo planto mi verga en el jardín.
Dove è la biblioteca?
Buonasera. It did cut off.
Right? It's not just me. It did. I was ready. I was getting ready. I was going to take the deep breath.
Yeah, it 100% cut off.
Can you finish the little jingle, please? Oh, baby. We here.
We steer
you in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS.
bilingual now.
That's right. We're trying to expand into new markets aggressively. You know, we're just trying to really get into that international market. So,
yes. Danke. Danke schön.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Oh.
That's what I learned when I was in Japan. A lot of arigato gozaimasu. That was basically.
We are.
I've already started off the show with a fitty. Boom. Juggernaut coming in with a fitty saying, ba-bam!
My friend and I are doing bets with one another on stat predictions for specific players. Example, he bet me that Bryce Young is going to have at least 3,500 passing yards with 30 combined touchdowns.
Okay. Do pick sixes count?
We have punishment for whoever loses.
Well, Perna still owes me like 18 things from the punishments that he's lost. I owe at least 45 for clickbait. So we're really on top of things right now.
Yeah.
Rachel, because Rachel was at the NFL draft. Rachel was at the draft. And she was like, so if Perna wants that, like that bronze bust of your face, like I could do a mapping thing. I'm like, he's forgotten about that. It is long gone.
I haven't thought about that in years.
Probably not going to ever happen.
Yeah.
But it's nice to think about.
Yeah, I think I would take that bet, Juggernaut. I don't think Bryce Young's going to throw for 3,500 yards.
You think he's going to throw for more?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, I need to just make sure weed it out. I mean, okay, who has better stats this year, Bo Nix or Caleb Williams?
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Shaking that Hornets nest.
Oh man, if the Bears had drafted if they went high on a running back, I would lean into Bo Nix, considering how much I think Ben Johnson would want to run the football. You know what I mean?
I go Caleb.
Better stats. I mean, I think
yards. What do you got?
We're just gonna go passing yards.
Well, I'm gonna go through each yards.
Give me Bo.
Ooh. All right, I'd get Caleb there. Passing touchdowns.
Hold on, let's see here.
And now we're gonna start looking up some stats.
Let's just bring it up so they can see it too. That way we have a baseline.
Don't blink. If you're a blinker, cut your eyelids off.
Cut them off.
Cut your eyelids right off.
It's like what Dexter always threatened to do to people, and then he never did it.
Okay, so Bo had more passing yards than Caleb last year. Share screen. Dude, Bo had 3,700 yards. I thought it was a little lower than that.
Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Teachers, as a fellow teacher, the school year is almost through.
Yeah. So Caleb, 3,500 last year. Bo Nix, 37.
I didn't realize he threw 3,700 yards.
Yeah, I think
just the Browns game alone. That primetime game when he was just airing it out.
You know, Caleb did a really nice job not throwing interceptions last year.
It's true.
Just 6. But now, yeah, I think Bo was very good at not taking sacks. Caleb, how many touchdowns? 20, and Nick's had 29. See, this is the tricky part. It's like, how much is Caleb going to jump? That's what we don't know here.
Yeah,
because I think Nick's numbers are going to be similar. Hopefully, they're a little bit better. Hopefully, he gets over 30 touchdown passes. But I'm just going to go Bo, and that's a homer pick. Same coach, same system. I think Bo just has a better starting point. Now, you could argue maybe Caleb's got some better weapons, but Lord Taco. You know how many tacos I can... it's been a while. It's been a while. It's time to make... It's a taco week, Lord Taco. It is 100% a taco week.
Can I ask you a question? Is it more insulting to say that Aaron Rodgers had Bo Nix numbers last year, or Bo Nix had Aaron Rodgers numbers last year?
That Bo Nix had Aaron Rodgers numbers.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Because Aaron Rodgers is washed. He is...
washed.
He is...
Just don't think... The elite QB
He's
player.
infecting everyone around him with his negativity.
Oh.
He is hungry for destruction. He's got a hunger for destruction, Aaron.
An appetite for destruction, you could say.
Did he get married?
What?
Did Aaron Rodgers get married?
Not that I know of, but
somebody posted a video where he had a ring on.
Oh. Well, I mean, when he won MVP, he said he was engaged. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Aaron Rodgers that he got married. I wouldn't. Good for him.
Because he did say on that McAfee interview, he's in a relationship.
It's true.
Johnny John John!
A serious relationship.
It's very serial.
It's in People magazine. Aaron Rodgers sparks rumors he got married after wearing ring on that finger at the Kentucky Derby event.
Oh. David, always. Well, okay, so in that, is it a gold ring? Is it like a yellow gold ring? Do we know? Do we know the color of the ring? This is very important.
It's kind of hard to see.
Because it also could just be the one ring from Middle Earth. It could, I'm just saying, it could be. Lord of the Rings fan?
I'm Sauron.
I'm Sauron now. That's all. That's it.
Aaron Rodgers would go so deep into the Lord of the Rings, he just starts reciting its philosophy as his life principles. He's like, after studying Legolas, I have decided I am also an elf.
Yeah, Legolas. Everett says, I want to see a buddy cop style movie with Mike Green and Justin Tucker where they team up and use their very different football skills to prove their innocence. The plot twist is that they both did it and the Ravens still keep them.
Interesting. I was just writing about both those men this morning, so...
Because Harbaugh just came out and said that like the kicker battle is just going to come down to just football. It's just going to be pure football. Whoever's the better, that's what it's at NFL.com.
You know, when I'm watching Justin Tucker kick on the field, I'm not thinking about sexual misconduct. So
no.
That's what it's going to be about for me, is how he swings that leg. You know? That's all I'm thinking about.
A lot of people saying Sacred Heart had diarrhea. Oh, all right. Well,
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know. Caitlin Clark, I saw that 3, and holy crap, freaking hockey, man. Hockey. Whoo! Double overtime. That 3-1 deficit.
Yeah, we're not talking about hockey.
Sorry, it was a fun game. I got to actually catch a tiny bit of it, so that was nice. Good. Penix will have a stellar year in year 2 on what's the other side of the ball will do. The Falcons defense needs to get it. I mean, it'll help. I mean, I think finally addressing pass rusher and double dipping in the first round, even if you get production just from one of those guys, you know, whether it's Pierce or Walker, I think you're going to be good. But the Falcons, like, you just got to see it. You know, like Penix, we got some like flashes, but it wasn't sustained enough to be like, okay, we can make some conclusions. So I feel like it's just going to be, what's that offense going to look like? I saw an article today on NFL that was like, Kyle Pitts expected to have a breakout year. And I'm like, no. Fool me once.
Is this from 2021, 2022, 2023?
Price, Quattro. Yeah, no, I can't do it no more. I can't do it. Ooh, Chiefs fan Bo makes me nervous. First time. I've been nervous lots of times.
Yeah, Bryce Young, 2,400 yards. Take that 3,500-yard bet, my friend. You're going to win.
Go Pack, go from Tokyo. I don't need Japanese man in a Green Bay t-shirt on the train today. Yeah. Yes. With him, he asked if I knew Tom Grossi. Listen, did not think it was going to happen in Japan, but the posse is worldwide. It's international. Go Pack, go forever, Brandon. Let's go. That's pretty. And Brandon was like, no, I have no idea who that is.
Who's Tom?
Emma saw Rodgers while at the Kentucky Derby. Was tempted as a Steelers fan to trip the man, instead drank more to forget.
Are you going to be my quarterback? Just answer the question.
But
you have to fucking answer the question, dude. Jesus Christ, Aaron.
You have to go up there with the innocence of like a child, like are you going to be my dad? Like, you gonna be my new dad? Be like, you gonna be a new quarterback? Whoa.
We need a father figure here in Pittsburgh, Aaron.
He will start singing George Michael.
And you give off very weird stepdad vibes, but like you can still guide us.
Man, Aaron Rodgers as your stepdad, I feel like it would be more fun than not.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just randomly, just be like, hey, brought you back a souvenir. Is this ayahuasca? Yep. It's the good stuff. That'd be pretty
Don't
cool.
eat that soup.
Don't do that.
Don't eat that soup.
Who'll have a worse sophomore slump, Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels? Ooh, I think the expectations are going to be higher for Jaden Daniels. So if he doesn't match the output that he had from last year, it's going to be reflected a little bit more harshly on him.
Yeah.
So I would say, here's the problem. I think the Commanders might take a little bit of a step back because they made it to the NFC Championship game last year, right? And I think that's just going to be difficult to replicate. So I would put my money on the Commanders maybe not being as successful as they were. But, we'll kind of see what those new offensive tools and pieces look like.
If their if their defense takes a big step forward, they'll be right back in it.
So hold on. I love how we have the title is the biggest looming questions after the draft, right?
Yeah. What are our big questions?
Eclipse says, what team will have a player be arrested? These are looming.
Ooh, this is a big looming question. Well, here's 2 question marks.
Ravens, I feel like they got,
Ravens?
They're
coming after the Chiefs.
Strong contenders.
The Browns, maybe?
The AFC North traditions.
I think Shedeur Sanders is going to have Dylan Gabriel arrested. I think the Sanders Mafia is going to have Dylan Gabriel arrested. He will be innocent. He will be. It's a frame job, but it's going to take 2 years to play out. Give Shedeur enough time to get that starting gig.
Okay, so hold on. Which quarterbacks are currently on the Cleveland Browns? Right, you have Deshaun Watson, you have Sanders, you have Dylan Gabriel. Is there another guy?
Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah, I forgot Kenny Pickett. Okay, so here's what Sanders is going to do. Sanders is going to plant evidence on every single one of those quarterbacks except Deshaun Watson. Because then when you're going to have to eventually Deshaun's probably not even going to play this year, but then the fans are going to have to choose, and they're going to pick Sanders, obviously, over Deshaun Watson. All of a sudden, hero.
Yeah.
Just saying, it works.
He's gonna set up Joe Flacco and who's younger, Pickett or Dylan Gabriel? I'm guessing Dylan Gabriel, but
I would assume so.
I feel like he was in college for a long time too. But he's gonna make it look like Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel are in a relationship.
Oh,
so then we'll be like, oh no, Joe Flacco's doing the Belichick and he's dating somebody way too young for him.
That's where you're going with this.
Yes. 41-year-old Joe Flacco or 40-year-old Flacco with 22-year-old Dylan Gabriel. It's about the age gap. We don't like it. We don't approve of it. They're out.
Ben, listen, Golden and Watson. I mean, I don't think we're going to see him on the field at the same time until probably like November at the earliest, but yeah, it'd be cool, man.
I would not rush Watson back.
No, I mean, again, he says he's recovering, but
yeah, they all are.
We're gonna see. They
all do.
Hey, if you take enough ayahuasca, you could find the One Ring. I think you could do it.
You could literally be throwing that ring right into Mordor.
Right here in the mind's eye. Throwing it into Mount Doom.
Okay.
Mordor. It's true.
There are 2 questions about suspensions.
Sure.
That'd be Rashee Rice.
Great show in the 90s.
Horsing
around.
Didn't Jordan Addison have a DUI that's supposed to play out like this year? So those two things, were things we thought could happen last season, but said it would be this offseason because, it takes a long time for the criminal justice system to play out. So those guys could be dealing with time missed. Those aren't arrests, but they're, incidents from last year.
Perna got a fitting.
Oh my God. 3,500-mile road trip.
It's 3,400-mile.
3,400-mile road trip. What did I say?
Cross, 700 miles to go. You got this.
Last 700's the easiest. That's what they all say, TR
Wait, you get
Cross.
that, 3 hours? Start going, 100.
100 miles an hour? 100 and...
It's more than 200 miles an hour.
160 miles an hour.
Like 250 miles an hour, and you should be fine.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
That's a long... 700's it's a stretch. You're on I-70 in the Midwest, it's just a straight shot. You got
I've done 1,000 many times from New York to Florida and New York to Milwaukee/Green Bay. So it's a trip, but you got this. You got 3,400's a lot. Where are you going? Going to New York to California? But safe travel.
3,400 miles. That's like
a lot.
Cross country. That's
a lot.
I'm guessing you're going from Memphis to San Francisco.
Oh, I was gonna say the Broncos.
Dude, if I'm right about that,
that'd be crazy.
Right about that, Broncos winning Super Bowl.
I was gonna say the Broncos to a Lombardi Trophy. It's a long trip.
Please.
I'm sorry, it's Monday. We're
right there with the Packers. You could argue we're better than the Packers right now. Better offseason, better draft, slightly. Slightly better.
Oh, wow. Is that a pancreas?
Our teams are playing against each other, yeah?
I think so.
That's going to be a stream.
That'll be fun.
We're hyping it up in May. It's May 5th.
You guys get ready for that Broncos-Packers game.
You guys get ready.
Ain't shit happening today.
Week 1, prime time. I want to see my two favorite teams. Sunday Night Football, the Giants and Cowboys. I love it so much. Oh, man, there is nothing that gets me more excited for a brand new season of football than the Cowboys-Giants on Sunday night. Man. Woo. Please, God, no. Honestly, anything but that. But I would love to see the opener be Lions-Eagles. I think that'd be a really awesome opener.
That'd be fun.
We didn't get to see it in the playoffs last year, and you're going to have two contending teams. I think that'd be awesome.
There's going to be 7 primetime games week 1 somehow.
There are, yeah, because there's going to be...
NFL's going to move Christmas to week 1 of the football season. We'll have 2 Christmases every year because of the NFL.
I had 2 Christmases, but that was just because my parents were divorced.
Yeah. NFL's divorcing us.
Oh. Do we get anything in the divorce or just trauma?
Just extra presents because they feel bad.
Oh, I could deal with that. That's good.
It only lasts the first Christmas or 2.
Green and
then
gold,
they don't care anymore.
They need to start pitting them against each other. That's how you get more presents, right? Be like, mom's new boyfriend has really big muscles.
Yeah.
Done.
Mom says you're incompetent and can't hold a job.
And that's how you get more presents. Or
Mom says if you paid more attention to her, she wouldn't have had to leave.
That's what Mom said. I don't know. So, Chiefs take a big step back this year. Broncos continue to improve.
I don't know if the Chiefs will take a big step back. I think the Chiefs were in a weird spot of both overachieving and underachieving last year.
Sure.
I just think the AFC West is going to be tougher. So I think there's going to be a couple of games the Chiefs won last year that they're not going to get this coming season. But,
it's fair enough. I mean, Tucker also, he got better as the season went on, but I remember there was that stretch where it was like, he's missing kicks. So it's true.
Justin Tucker.
Oh, Devin Bush got arrested?
Yeah. For simple assault.
Oh, at least it was simple.
Yeah.
No, so the Browns
I don't like
win.
a complicated assault.
Cleveland Browns win. There you go.
It's simple. They deserved it. Is that what simple assault is? It's simple assault. It sounded like they deserved it.
It's like Simply Orange, the brand for orange juice.
if it's complicated, like, I don't know who's at fault here. So we're going to look into this further.
It's your favorite thing. It better not be the freaking Packers. I'll tell you that much. That was always the Devontae Adams. I loved him talking about that. His time in Green Bay. I think it was like when he was going to the Raiders. He's like, never got in trouble. He's like, I was just quiet. Like, it's good. It's relax in Green Bay. Not going to get into any shenanigans. So Matthew Golden will be a saint.
He's going to New Orleans.
But biggest win questions. How many high knees will Fi be doing this season? Ooh, too many. How long will it take Tree loses? If Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler, will be appointment viewing every week for Tree's channel. Tree will hit 1 million subs. He'll do it because, it every week will be something. It'll be great.
I think Aaron Rodgers announces he's a Steeler on the 4th of July. I think the 4th of July, Aaron Rodgers lets us know, finally, I'm a Steeler.
Oh, what's your way too early Eagles prediction? How far they go? I feel like
right back to the championship game.
Yeah, I feel like I see at least divisional. I think that they have a good shot to win their division again. I think their biggest competition is going to be the Commanders, but I still think what they did to the Commanders in the playoffs. The Cowboys, I think, are going to, again, if the pass rush is actually there, I still would like them to get a real wide receiver too. But I think that they're going to be competitive as long as Dak stays healthy. And the Giants should be better. I don't think they're going to be, up there, but I think they're going to be better. But I think the Eagles, it's still their division to lose, so they're at least going to get, a home wild card game. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Eagles, you just have to have as your favorites in the NFC until,
they're up there.
Proven otherwise.
Yeah.
All the other, teams that were in the mix last season in the NFC, you have, some questions one way or another. I'm curious to see, Saquon's season was so dominant. And Derrick Henry was as well, right? Yeah. 1,900 yards for Henry, 2,000 for Saquon. They're both insane in their new spots. The Eagles extend Saquon, give him some more money. Henry's 31, doesn't get the extension. Are those two running backs going to be 1 and 2 in terms of carries? Those teams are not afraid to hand it off to either dude. Both were healthy last year. Who's going to have a better season, Henry or Saquon? And both of those offenses are so good at running the football for slightly different reasons. Mm-hmm. But it's Lamar Jackson's so dynamic that you have to always be prepared to stop two runners. The Eagles line is just dominant every year. Could be a Ravens-Eagles Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know, man.
I think Saquon, it'd be tough for both those guys to kind of get back. But if there was a guy to do it, I'm leaning Saquon a little bit
he's
more.
Younger. You could say probably a little bit better line.
I never doubt the king. Derrick Henry's a monster. I think he's still going to have a good season. But most interesting teams for Hard Knocks, the Steelers, if they get Aaron Rodgers, has to be on it, right?
Yeah.
It has to be.
Browns and Steelers.
I'd say Raiders are, but they have a first-year head coach, so they can't get it because that's the rules. But it would be fun to see the Raiders. Throw Denver in there. See Bo Nix.
That'd be fun. I'll take it. Hard Knocks, Broncos. If you're a playoff team, you can't get it. But I think were they changing that rule? If you were in the playoffs,
I don't even know the Hard Knocks. I know that the first, when you have a brand new coach, you can't have it. I don't remember anything else after that.
There's too many Hard Knocks now. You got in season, you got regular, you had the off season Hard Knocks.
Yep.
I don't know what any of them are.
Most likely outcome: Danny Dimes' career revival, Richardson breakout season, Arch Manning 2027. It might be Arch Manning 2027.
Yeah. That was a question we were posing as well.
The best case scenario is Anthony Richardson breakout season, right? Because I think the worst case scenario is Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson doesn't work out. Daniel Jones is an average / above average quarterback. You win 8-9 games and you're kind of just in that weird middle ground. That's the worst case scenario, I feel, for the Colts, because then it's just going on that QB carousel again and again and again.
What I do believe is if Shane Steichen thinks Dan Jones gives him a better chance to win, he will be starting week 1.
I agree with that.
It doesn't feel like the Colts have too much like loyalty to Anthony Richardson right now in terms of having to have him in there to see like what they have. So I think that's probably the most honest quarterback competition we're going to have this offseason is Daniel Jones versus Anthony Richardson.
Because whoever's better is going to play. Like that's how that's going to go.
And at this point, it's a really boring QB competition from the outside.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Hey, schedule release. Yep. The 14th. Almost here.
Wow.
It's a week from Wednesday. Almost there. Almost there. Ooh. A GPS out of Grand Canyon. I still haven't been. I wanted to when we went to the Super Bowl last year. Like I could like was gone from Vegas and like try to make it like a day trip, but I didn't get to. It's on the list.
Yeah, we need to do. Jess wants to do Grand Canyon.
Have you never seen the Grand Canyon, Brandon?
No, I haven't.
Can I tag along on a family trip and just be a third wheel?
Yep. You are invited to be the third wheel.
You could just like throw me in the trunk. Like I don't.
You and Carm will chill in the back seat.
Hell yeah! And then I will convert her to a Packers fan.
Go for it. Try.
Easy. Already has the cheese head. Already has the cheese head. Last time we were all in the car together, Carm was just talking about farts. So
yeah,
it was great.
She
was crushing it. She was doing crowd work. She
got a reward the other day for. She has a reward jar. You put in these little like tokens, and once you fill it up, you can get a prize.
Oh, whoa!
She made it the whole day without talking about butts. That's the reward we had to implement. Don't mention butts for a full day. You can put a thing in the jar. Because it's not stopped for months.
She literally is your child. Like again, just. Yep. There is zero question. There is without a shadow of a doubt. How is that going to go when Carmi gets older and starts watching your content and the things that you have said on this internet?
I don't think she'll be interested. I'm hoping she's just not interested in what I do for a long time.
She's just not ever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just wait till you're in your 20s.
Yeah. Although we went to my nephew's flag football game this weekend, and then yesterday she's like, when I turn 5, can I play flag football? And I was like, dear God, yes.
Damn right you can. Let's go.
Dear God, yes, you can.
Let's go. Hey, football, appreciate you. Also, great name. Just wanted to throw this out. Could Murray and Lawrence 1-for-1 trade be the Goff Stafford trade both teams need? Ooh. I don't think they would do that. I don't think either team would do that. If anything, maybe the Cardinals, maybe trading for Trevor, but I just don't think because they both have pretty big contracts.
Was that Kyler Murray for Trevor Lawrence?
That's Kyler Murray for Trevor Lawrence. I see what you're talking about. I mean, it would be interesting to say the least.
Nobody's gonna trade for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I don't think they're.
When you have a normal heighted quarterback, you're not. You got a 6'5" monster, and you're gonna trade for Kyler. The NFL is heightest. They do not fuck with small quarterbacks.
No.
Trevor Lawrence's hair is longer than Kyler, okay? That will never happen. That is a terrible, terrible comparison. But I like where your head's at.
Can I ask what's in this reward? Like, what are the rewards that you get?
Well, you just fill the jar up, and then it's like,
yeah, what do
you go get something.
Like, what do you get?
I think this one's a crying baby she wanted or some shit. I don't know.
She wanted a crying baby?
Yeah, a baby that cries.
Why don't you just be the crying baby?
I mean, I am every day. Don't do it on this show. I was just crying about Trevor Lawrence.
Sorry,
I'm trying to think what would be a better comp because like Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray neither have like Jared Goff made it to the Super Bowl. So I think that makes it a little different. Who would be a good comp now? That's a veteran,
like a Stafford Goff,
and a little bit younger of a guy because Kyler and Lawrence are similar in age.
To be fair, when Goff was traded, it was assumed by just about everybody that he was just going to be a stopgap quarterback.
Yeah, but who's the stopgap in that situation?
No. I'm not comparing it to. I'm not comparing it to
No, I
Lawrence
know.
and Tyler. But like that, there was an unevenness that was there, and that's why the draft conflict was there too, right?
Everyone's like Stafford's just been a good quarterback in a terrible situation.
Yeah,
you could be like Trevor Lawrence
and
Kyler Murray have both been in bad situations,
sure,
their entire career. So I don't know I don't know where the trade-off is there.
I don't even know what a likely a comparable trade would look like for that.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's Stafford again getting moved. No, it's just the trade of
it's Jared Goff for Kyler Murray.
That'd be interesting. That would be interesting. Yeah, it could. Ooh, Broncos going to Berlin. Perna, you going to Berlin?
Probably not.
So
it sounds fun right now, but week 1 starts. I don't want to fucking go anywhere.
I was asked at the draft. There was a couple Broncos fans. They're like, "Where's Perna?" I was like, "You gotta ask him. He's in his house."
Yeah, why would it? Tom wouldn't have been there if it wasn't in Green Bay.
Well, it depends. Maybe I wanted to go see my friend Brandon Perna. I don't know. Ever hear of friendship before?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, that's true.
Seems like a ton of work.
Jaguars making a playoff run this year. You better pray they do, man. I mean,
yeah.
I'm hoping they do. I really hope they, from the bottom of my heart, I really hope they do.
They've got a lot to
of
prove. Another round of changes for the Jags. Yeah. That was not a fun way for the Avs to go out, but the Nuggets are looking good, baby.
So, got a jumper jersey sweatshirt for over 70% off. Hell yeah, well. Hell yeah. That sounds like a bargain. Hells to the yeah. Also, let's talk about the NFL draft. Great transition there. So it was announced that the 2027 NFL draft will be held in Washington, D.C. On the National Mall. Like, that's got to be pretty cool. Like, I think the setup is going to be really cool. I think it's a little late for cherry blossom season, or that would have been like perfect. But in Pittsburgh next year, and then it's going to be in D.C. the year after. There's all those rumors about Denver, though. Dude, Denver would host the hell out of a draft.
What rumors? Who's saying we get one?
Hold on. I'm pretty sure, because there's 20 cities that have applied for it.
Oh.
Let's see. Hold on.
I want it, if they do it, when they do it in Washington, in the first round, I want politicians announcing each pick.
They were a candidate. Yeah, so they were in the running for it.
Denver would be cool.
Denver would be dope, man. I
want a different senator announcing every pick. And I want them to give divisive political statements when they're up there. I want more divide in this country after the draft is in Washington.
It's just it's the draft. It's the NFL draft, but it's also like the military draft as well. They just alternate.
And
they're like, Tom, you just announced a pick, but guess what, buddy?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Oh, Jim Smith, you are a Raven. And Tom Grossi, you're going to war. Stay tuned for the next round when we announce which country we're going to invade. Tom. You're going somewhere where it's really hot. You're not going to like it there. You can't escape the sun in this war. You're fighting two battles, the enemy and the sun.
Do you see my complexion? I'm fighting the sun every day. I got sunburned in Green Bay.
Yeah.
That happens almost every time I go. I put sunscreen on too. So Milroe beats Sam Darnold in training camp. That would be
I doubt it.
Good. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would also be like, oh, we just gave him a good amount of money. You want this to happen like next year. Have Jalen Milroe just learn, have him just like develop. And then, once Sam Darnold is hopefully not running for his life behind that offensive line, then you throw in Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
And you'll be all right. Dude, Tim, DC's up right now for the Washington Commanders. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be awesome there in 27. I mean, the draft, the NFL, like that's the crazy thing too. Like Green Bay, like the Packers didn't have control over Lambeau Field. They didn't have control over Titletown. Like the NFL just comes in and is like, here's what we're doing. And they just control all of it. So like they've gotten obviously really, really good of just setting up. So I think that they'll make it pretty dope for DC. But also all these good things happening to the Commanders is just a good time to remind everyone that Dan Snyder should go to hell. So.
I think we should hold the draft on Dan Snyder's yacht.
Ooh. There you go.
And he can't be there. He's got to sit out on a little dinghy all alone.
He just has sparklers.
Sit on a little dinghy with your little dinghy, Dan, and suck it.
That's it. Have Dan Snyder. What's a team that everyone forgets about? Did you see the draft this year? Or was it Titans?
Were the Titans the most forgot about team this year?
Yeah. I think Titans
Sorry,
got to be up there.
Tennessee.
They had the number 1 overall pick. It was like 3 seconds. Oh, yeah, they got Cam Moore.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Dude, why do you think they made that fucking movie?
Yep.
Remember the Titans. They were trying to tell us they are in Tennessee.
Please
Dear God,
remember
them.
Morning from
Somebody
Alaska.
remember the Titans.
Hey, Ty, good luck on trying to get that home, man. It was crazy times, my friend. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's rock it. Are you looking to get it in Alaska?
Good morning from Alaska. Trying to buy a home this week. Woo! Don't you just have to like build your homes in Alaska? They made of thatch? Do they have electricity in Alaska?
Yes, Brandon, they do. It's crazy.
Dude, one of our Patreon members was in Alaska. He worked at the airport there
That's cool.
He'd always come in and everybody would just have like 50 questions about Alaska every single time.
That's the most important thing. I mean, it's just like, hey, what's Alaska like right now?
Yeah, it was very cool.
Kyler Murray for Russell Wilson. I thought about a Russell Wilson comp, but I'm like, that's too insulting to Kyler Murray.
I think this is maybe Kyler Murray's most important season as a quarterback.
It's up there. It's up there. They might. Saints. No,
maybe a comp would be
anywhere.
Kyler and Dak. No. A Kyler and Dak trade. Now, Dak wasn't a number 1 pick, but
that
like
actually kind of works.
A Kyler and Dak trade.
That's a good pull because Jerry would be like, "It's a fast quarterback," and then Dak, you get an established veteran there in Arizona. That's not a bad comp, Perna.
Woo! Took a while to get there.
That's not a bad comp. That's a good pull. That's I gotta give you some credit for that one.
We get there naturally.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, again, I don't think either team should, but Kyler Murray, like, at least would provide some explosiveness to that offense. Yeah. It'd be interesting.
The difference, David, is I don't say that 400 times a day.
Oh, that you're the king of jizz?
Yes.
I mean, Carmi did talk a lot about butts, and I was only there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Butts,
The problem was we kept laughing. Once they know like they can get a laugh, it's over.
I mean, that's why we're in this business.
It's over. Yes.
Like, oh, we got a little bit of attention. Let's just keep on doing this over and over and over again.
More.
That's it.
They said the thing was funny. They said the thing I thought was funny is funny. I got to do it again.
Richardson and 2 firsts for Herbert. Jesus.
Dude, Herbert's a good comp for that too. But see, like the Chargers are on the up and up right now. Justin Herbert for Kyler Murray, you could also do one.
You want to make the internet really mad? Just be like, Herbert for Tua.
Ooh, yeah.
Just bring that. Herbert for Lawrence would be interesting. I don't think the Chargers would do that, but Herbert Lawrence would be real.
The Dolphins are down so bad, people are trying to say there's a good chance Quinn Ewers starts this year.
Yeah.
Based on merit, not injury.
Announces every pick, first day draft stretches to 3 days, betting markets, NFL. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything goes down. Everything does. What could go wrong? Everything's fine. I don't know if I can pull that off. I don't have that kind of relationship with the Washington Commanders. But listen, if they allow Wildflower to make a pick, Wildflower will be there to make a pick.
Wildflower.
Oh, he. Just saying. Also, another question. Jaylen Ramsey, speaking of the Dolphins, that's been popping up about where he could go. There's a couple places Baltimore, is rumored for because Jair Alexander, while we're still trying to figure that out, he was rumored to Baltimore. I think I saw they suggested maybe the Falcons go and grab him. Jaylen Ramsey, I feel Baltimore might be a good place. He's just not moving the needle for me a ton. I mean, it's just, he's an aging player, and I think the elite days, maybe not there anymore. Still good, still solid corner, but I think he's definitely the best for a contending team where they already have a pretty decent secondary and they could just use another veteran back there.
Yeah, I think the Rams need his services a little more.
They're talking about it. McVay said he wouldn't close the door.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think the Rams would benefit. I think that's a mutually beneficial trade, probably. But that's just because expectations are kind of low for the Dolphins right now.
Yeah.
They definitely need Jaylen Ramsey. It's not like their defense was, great and they lose another piece. I think a big question I have for this season. So we don't know what Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the biggest question mark, whether or not he's going to play or not. I think I have a big question about J.J. McCarthy. I think we're assuming he's going to come in and be good right away. And, I think at least Vikings fans probably feel that way. And I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be a good quarterback. I just don't know if, a guy who misses his entire rookie season because of injury, how confident you could be in him hitting the ground running right away. I think we got a little overexcited over his one playoff game, and it was nice. He looked good, and it was in the preseason. Sorry, I said playoff game. Preseason game. Preseason.
Okay.
Preseason. But who he is as a quarterback, I find to be very intriguing as we go into this season. And saying I have questions about him too, I don't mean I think he's going to be bad for sure. I just don't know where he's going to be developmentally. So,
well, I think the good news is that if you're JJ McCarthy, you're going into a very quarterback friendly team.
You're going into the best situation you can go into.
You have KOC, who everybody and their mom is singing his praises, as a QB coach. They just beefed up their offensive line, not only in free agency, but also in the draft as well. You have Aaron Jones back there, right? So you can run the football. And of course you have all those weapons. So I think he's going into the best potential spot, but he's basically a rookie quarterback, right? He's coming off a major injury. Yeah. There's going to be growing, and that's why I talked about the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings talk about expectations. They won 14 games last year, and while obviously, that first playoff game didn't go well, unless
they're not winning 14 again.
I don't think they're winning 14 again just because you're having a rookie quarterback.
I think their ceiling's probably a 12 wins. 12 wins, went very well for them.
Oh my God, it'd be amazing for them. Yeah, because you're walking into a quarterback, you're okay, he's got to be at least pretty good. I mowed my lawn the first time the other day, so yes, it's here.
So JJ, big question.
Yeah.
My other big question is Justin Fields with the Jets. No, who, what, how,
where?
Well, we know where. It's the Jets.
When
is fair as well.
Why?
How long is that guy going to be? Who the fuck's the Jets' backup quarterback?
That's a good question.
I don't even know.
Is Tyrod Taylor still there?
Oh yeah, Tyrod.
Yeah.
And Adrian Martinez. Okay, you love to. All right, Taylor's a backup. That's solid. I might argue Tyrod Taylor's better than Justin Fields at this point.
Well, because they gave him, it's 2 years, right? The $20 million.
Yeah.
I looked at Justin Fields as this is the guy that, again, he's a stopgap. The way that I think the Jets are envisioning. If things turn out well, awesome. The Jets will be super stoked about that. But I feel just based off of what we've seen in Chicago and also in Pittsburgh, he had opportunities in Pittsburgh, right? And then to go to the Jets, we need a starting quarterback this year. So here's our starting quarterback, and we'll go draft a quarterback next year.
I feel like the Jets are just in purgatory right now with Justin Fields as their quarterback.
Well, they're rebuilding, dude. Their whole team's in purgatory because they were going to go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. First year, that didn't work out. Second year, it didn't work out, and everybody got fired. So they are rebuilding basically from the ground up and going, all right, what pieces are we keeping? But yeah, I mean, in terms of a team where the expectations with that defense, you have offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, you're bringing in a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and now your GM and your head coach are fired, and like everything is kind of, well, now we're rebuilding again. That's tough for the Jets.
They should have taken a late round quarterback.
Tough one.
And they should have just started Will Howard or Riley Leonard all year long. Because if one of those guys is good, great. If they get you the number 1 pick next year, nice.
That's what I feel like they...
Now, Justin, see, that's the thing. It's like Fields going to... Is Fields the guy we saw in Pittsburgh where he's going to be, just safe and efficient? And they win too many games it's for their own good next year? I don't know.
The Jets?
Yeah. The Jets and Steelers very similar, actually, in terms of like where they're at with their franchise.
I feel like
not just because Justin went from Pittsburgh to New York and Aaron might be going to Pittsburgh. It's just like they're in that weird spot.
Yeah, that's fair. There should be a filibuster at the DC draft.
Shit or get off the pot, and they're like, actually, we just want to stay sitting here for a while.
Spike, I've seen some stuff about Leonard, because he was originally projected 5th round, right? He's a dual threat guy. I feel like the Colts are kind of just throwing things against the wall going, can someone step up and be our quarterback, please?
That was my question I posed on Heed the Call. Daniel Jones, career resurrection.
Oh, look
Anthony Richardson starts all the games, or we see Riley Leonard start 2 games for the Colts next season. What's most likely?
Ooh. I think probably Riley, maybe near the end of the year.
End of the year. They're just like, we got to lose out. Let's see what Riley's got. I
do think Daniel Jones has the best opportunity to start just because he's bringing a veteran presence in there. And Daniel Jones is not an incredible quarterback, but he's a solid quarterback.
He can play fine.
He can play fine. And I feel like especially if Jonathan Taylor has a good season, I mean, look, his best season, Daniel Jones, when he had somebody to hand the ball off to, right? And they have some threats. So I think that the Colts, the way that we're talking about the Colts, I feel like is worse in terms of the roster. I don't think it's a bad roster. I think there's just so many freaking questions, at quarterback. Yeah. And that they're in this weird limbo. And until that gets answered, it's just tough to kind of gauge how they're going to be this season.
Yeah, it's just, I think Dan overperformed for a season versus who he actually is. He's not terrible, but
he's not.
I think we look at him, we're trying to compare him to Sam Darnold, right?
Oh, no.
Dan had his good season. He had good coaching. He had Saquon behind him. Darnold never had a good situation or a good opportunity. So that's why it's harder for me. It's harder for me to buy the idea that Daniel Jones can revive his career when he kind of already had, he did the revival. He had the one good season. He got paid, and then it didn't work out. He went past that mark. But yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I feel you.
But the Colts you're right. They have a solid roster, solid team. They had Tyler Warren. I want Richardson to just be good. I just want him to be good.
And let's also be very clear, that division, there's question marks throughout that division. There's question marks on the Titans. We'll see if Cam Ward is going to be the guy. There's questions about the Texans, I think, are going to be favored to win that division, right? There's some questions about the O-line, of course. But then, dude,
you got the Jags as the wildest of wild cards.
Question mark ever. So, I mean, at that point,
I just say that's a good question mark. AFC South.
Yes, very much so. Texans division to lose, I think, but a lot of question marks throughout. Rodgers going to wait for a good team to lose their quarterback and sign mid-season. The problem is, you need to stay in shape, the entire time to do that. And I just don't know if he wants to do that, and just, committing to that. I also think he likes Mike Tomlin. So if the Steelers are yeah, we're rocking, then I think that he's just going to go to the Steelers. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he'd be willing to wait that long. I could be wrong. Because that's a big what if, right? So Broncos trade for Ramsey. They don't need him. No. you want to get younger at that position, like younger in the secondary anyway. Like you brought Uvongo back, or like Ofongo, excuse me, from the 49ers. Like as long as he stays healthy, you're rocking. But nah, man, like you got PS2 back there. Like
we took a corner in the first round.
Yeah.
We got Riley Moss, Jaquan McMillan. We good. That'd be dumb.
Just saying. Just saying. Which division's the tightest race? AFC West has to be up there.
West is going to be tight. Probably like NFC North,
right? Depending on what the Bears do.
Yeah. You typically say the AFC North, but I feel like the Browns and the Steelers are going to be the Steelers. I feel like are going to miss the playoffs. The Browns, I feel like, are a mess. Don't know if the Bengals actually made their defense any better. Really need Trey Hendrickson. That's a bit of the big question is Trey Hendrickson. Because if he does leave, they are probably fucked on defense.
Unless Stewart
are they fucked on defense if he leaves? They could be fucked if he leaves.
It could be in trouble.
I think he might be fucked.
It might.
But their offense has a potential to be, one of, if not the best offenses in the NFL. We just don't know. So I don't think the NFC North is as... Because it's always competitive, but yeah, I like AFC West NFC North and AFC West, not AFC North. Two teams feel like they might not be great this year in the AFC North.
The AFC East, it's the Bills division to lose, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of rebuilding that's going on. The NFC East, I think the Eagles are still going to be like the favored team there.
If the Cowboys are good,
yeah.
If they're very competitive, then AFC East will be a fun division to actually watch.
Wayne, the problem is like you might be right. They might
That's exactly what they did, right?
And be 9-8. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And then NFC South. NFC South will be interesting. Like Falcons, Buccaneers. How big of a step will the Panthers take? And then the NFC West, I think it's the Rams to lose right now. The 49ers, we're going to see what kind of team they look like. The Seahawks, I think, will be a solid team. And the Cardinals, we're just figuring it out. Dude, I hope that Cardinals defense is nasty. I hope it's so good. If they can rely on that defense, then, again, I had them as a dark horse wild card team, and there was times where they kind of looked like it, but might have been a little early on that one.
They were such a dark horse wild card team that they didn't even make the wild card.
That's true. That's how much of a dark horse they are. All right. Week 1, real quick. Cleveland Browns, who's starting at quarterback?
Well,
is it Flacco?
I mean, I would bet on Flacco. But what if it's like Flacco pulls a hammy in training camp? Preseason. I think that's the only way Flacco's not the starter if he gets a minor injury. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't move ever. That's why he's always healthy. He doesn't move.
Just a statue in there.
Joe Flacco will never try and sprint. So his hamstring will always he will never have a hamstring injury.
So they have Flacco go both games against the Ravens. They have Pickett go both games against the Steelers. And then they can figure it out if they want Gabriel or Sanders for the other games.
Yeah. I think Pickett's going to be gone by the time the season starts. Okay, let's assume Flacco starts week 1.
Sure.
I think the question then becomes...
When?
Who do the Browns insert? Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders? Because we keep forgetting about Dylan Gabriel, but they took him ahead of Sanders. So they believe in, I think, what he can do as a quarterback. And I think it's fair at this point. I mean, if they do start him ahead of Shedeur, they're going to have a nightmare with Dion. But other than that, who do they actually start first?
I think it's honestly just whoever wins out in camp, right? Because that's
but right now it's like, how can you even have a quarterback competition with 4 quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. I mean, it's because there's only so many reps. I mean, that's the issue. If you're QB3, you're getting a couple throws with the practice squad, and that's it. You're not doing a whole lot. So I would assume Gabriel is going to have the opportunity to be ahead just because that's where they drafted him. But man, I hope Sanders goes out and balls out. I hope he is able to get that starting job. I think it'd be a super cool story to see him do that.
I hope he gets traded to the Steelers.
Sanders?
Yeah. I hope Rodgers says no, and the Steelers are like, shit. Why didn't we just draft this?
They bring back Kenny Pickett, and just every Steelers fan's like, you know what? This is where we are now.
You want Pickett back, or do you want Shador? Huh? Pittsburgh?
Back again. Perna, what do you got coming out today, buddy?
If I can get it edited and written. Power rankings.
Oh, all right. Did we make a bet on the Broncos Packers yet? Remind us in August.
Yeah, we'll get.
It's not going to be remembered.
Get a little closer. And it's all 32 teams.
Oh, you're ranking all 32? Oh God, how long is that?
Well, I'm lumping in the bottom half. Got bottom 3, and then a couple lumped groups, and then normal.
I love how you sold of like it's all 32 teams. Well, I mean, there's groups. There's
groups. There's groups.
Fantastic. There will be a power rankings that will come out sometime this week. I want to do a kind of did the Packers get better video too, and there might be a skit today. So one of 3 things. If it doesn't come out today, it'll come out tomorrow. So
yeah,
we're rocking. But folks, we appreciate the hell out of you. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brennan Perna. This is GPS, and you have been navigated. I was trying to do a no-look catch. It didn't work.
You've reached your destination.
Where are we?
Off season.
Where are you?